Welcome to our first official online class for the year. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to draft your perfect pattern measurement for trouser. So we're going to start with the measurement to take. For your trouser pattern, there are four basic measurements that is needed. We have the trouser length, the waist, the hip, the thigh, and the boot cut. Boot cut is necessary when you are doing a pencil trouser, like those pencil mouth trousers. So for the measurement we have here today, I'm going to be working with my measurement, and my trouser length is 42, my waist is 32, my hip is 42, my thigh is 26, and my boot is 16. So first of all, you take down your vertical measurement. You start with the trouser length, and please don't forget, if your trouser is going to be carrying a waistband, always minus 1 inch or 1.5 from your actual measurement. Somebody like me, I usually use 1 inch because I feel like the band you don't really have to connect with the trousers. So this is what we go. I go by minus 1 inch, and I point down all my measurements. So for pattern paper is usually by 40. So I usually add extra to get my complete measurement plus allowance. So this is 42 for my trouser length plus 2 inch allowance is 44. So I'll be using 44. 44 for my trouser measurement. Then come to this side, repeat the same measurements. 42, 44. That is it for my trouser length for now. So let's roll it down straight. Use your ruler, your straight rule to roll it down. So this is it. And for me now, for you to continue, there are things you should note. So for my hip measurement, we have 42, right? Now you divide your hip by 4. 42 divided by 4, we're going to be having 10.5. 10.5. For your waist, 32 divided by 4 again. Everything here we are going to be dividing it by 4, except for the thigh measurement. Some people usually call it lap, your thigh. So for you to know your client thigh, because don't say we are going to use general thigh. Always take the measurement. This is your thigh. So your thigh measurement is usually divided by 2. Your boot is divided by 2, while your waist and your hip is divided by 4. So 32 divided by 4, we have 8.5. So for the weight hip now, we have 10.5. So 10.5 now is your crotch length. Please remember, some people will tell you that your crotch, everybody size, so the crotch length is 10. Some people say big size crotch length is 12. That's why we have issues of ruffle here whenever you make your trousers. Everybody's crotch is different, except when you have two clients that have the same body measurement. So for the crotch length for this particular trouser is 10.5. To get your crotch length, is your hip divided by 4. Your hip divided by 4 will give you your crotch length. Don't forget that we're always minusing 1 inch here for the band. So it's 10.5. Take your 10.5 all through so you can get a straight rule. So this is your crotch length. This is your crotch length. Please, I'll repeat it again. Where your perfect crotch length is your hip divided by 4. If your client's hip is 42, don't go and use somebody's crotch of 44 for them, because you are going to have ruffle here. And for those trousers that you see that is too tight, your crotch will be entering your inner part of the body. It's because you are using a lesser crotch measurement compared to yours. Like I'm 42, my crotch point now is 10.5, right? Some people will go and be using 12. Now you use 12, it's going to be too big. If I use 9.5 or 9 for instance, is going to be too small. So that is it. To get your crotch measurement is very, very important to trouser. To get your crotch measurement is your hip divided by 4. So now this is, and we use quarter of it for our crotch length. So now to get your hip line is 2 inch above your crotch length. 2 inch above your crotch length. Don't forget. 2 inch above your crotch length will give you your hip measurement. So I will rule it out again like we did before. So this is it. This is your our hip line. This is our crotch line, which is your thigh, also known as your thigh length. This is our waist. This is the waist. This is our full length. Full length. Then, if you are sewing a trouser, for instance, you are making a pencil trouser, you are making what do we call it? Boot cut trouser. Those trousers we call A-line trousers. You will need your new measurement, because I did put the new from the beginning, maybe because I'm used to cutting straight trousers, palazzo trousers, but you will need your new measurement. And to get your new measurement, you take the client's nail from the waist to the nail. From my waist to my nail, I have 21 inch. So this is 21 inch. Don't forget, I always remove my 1 inch for my band. My band is usually 2 inch, but I remove 1 inch not to make it too free. So 21. You rule out your 21. So this is your new length. So that is it. We have waist, hip, crotch, nail, and full length. Now we're going to be imputing the measurement we have. So on your hip line, you bring down your normal hip measurement, which was quarter of your hip, which is 10.5. So I'm going to be using 10.5. Sometimes I use 11, I add half inch. It's not necessary, but I add it because I don't know how it didn't come, especially depending on the kind of fabric you're working with. If I'm working with stretchy fabrics, I don't add anything. But if I'm working with Ankara, because Ankara is not stretchy, I usually add half inch to each of my measurements. So let me add the half, because I don't know if I'm going to use this pattern on Ankara. So I have 11 here. That's for my hip. Then for my now, this is where your thigh measurement is needed. My thigh is 26, and 26 divided by 2 is half of 26, that's 13. So I'm going to be having 13. Like I said, you can add half inch allowance. That's if you're working with Ankara. So it's going to be 13.5, because I already added here, so I need to add it here. 13.5. So if you are working with a pencil trouser, this is where you need um your new measurement, your round new. Your round knee is going to be divided by 2. Round knee is always divided by 2. Your thigh is divided by 2, and your boot is divided by 2. But today we're working with a free trouser. You can call it palazzo trouser or free trouser. So there is no need for our new line. Maybe in our next class we'll take a pencil trouser, so you understand why you need your new line. So this is it. Now you come to your waist. Don't forget, whenever you are cutting your trouser pattern, always come out here by 1.5 or by 1. On your on your waistline, come out by 1.5 or by 1 inch. Then on your new line, you also repeat the same thing, especially if you are sewing a pencil fitted trouser. You come out by 1.5 or 1 inch. Then on your boot cut is the same thing, 1.5 or 1 inch. So I'm going to be using 1.5 on our waistline. So this is 1.5. Now this 1.5, you connect it to your hip. You know, women, we have curve rule. Unlike the men trouser, they are not curved. So this is what we're doing. Use your curve rule, you connect it to your hip line. So this is it. You can see very well. Please bring the video closer. This is it. 1.5, I connect it to my hip. Now coming down to my boot, because I'm not working with the nail today, I still repeat 1.5 with my boot. 1.5, and you connect it back to your hip line. Don't forget, you're always connecting everything back to your hip line. So this is it for the 1.5. So this is it, trouser measurement. So since we're working with a free trouser now don't forget what we took here. We had 13.5 here, and we have 11 here. So now we're going to connect the 13.5 to 11 to have your crotch point. So this is it. Use your curve rule. If you don't have curve rule, you can always use your hand, but it's advisable when you're using pattern, use your curve rule. So this is what we have. Then you take your waist measurement. Our initial waist was 8.5. So this is it. My waist, I use exact 8.5. I'm just making um, normal waist is C. But if I'm adding elastic, I will take from this my hip down to my waist. So there's no reduction or addition there. But for now, let's use the 8.5 because we already added half inch here. We can still add it here, which is 9. So I have 9 here. So you will connect your line of so this is what we have. This is your crotch line. So it's a free trouser like we said. So I'm going to still bring it down straight. There's no need for any but if I'm to make a palazzo trouser, if I want the trouser very big, this is just a normal free trouser. If I want it very big, I will take it here how big I want it to go. Like 12 here, that's round is 24. So I will connect it directly to this one. So this is it. So guys, this is our pattern. This is our trouser pattern. Please don't forget, in every trouser you are making, always reduce the waist of your front pattern by 1 inch, 1.5 or 1. I usually work with 1. I don't know which one will work for you. But for now, we're going to stop here. When we want to do for the front and back pattern, I'm going to show you how to reduce your front pattern by 1 inch. So let's cut out our pattern for the front. So this is your front pattern. This is what it looks like. This is your front pattern. Now we're going to use this front pattern to drag out our back pattern. You can cut.